cooperative is because I believe that this is a cooperative that all Filipino online professionals own, control, and manage.
So, the reason kaya po ako sumali sa FOPSCo, kailangan natin ng isang sistema at isang samahan na makakatulong sa bawat isa.
This cooperative is a group na pwede silang sumama para mas magabayan sila sa kanilang freelancing journey.
Ako sumali dihan sa FOPSCo kasi para makabuligak sa ato kapwa mga freelancers, and ito talaga ang passion and my mission.
I joined FOPSCo kasi for me, lahat ng ginagawa ko sa FOPSCo is a privilege ko siya tinitignan eh. Kasi once in a lifetime in history na bigyan ka ng chance na mag-contribute.
Stepping stone na rin to para maabot yung goal
ko. The vision of the organization aligns with my personal vision, which is to develop and nurture an organization within Zamboanga City that provides much needed support for our online workers.
I joined FOPSCo because the people I've met have the same values, vision, and mission as mine, and that is to provide assistance to those who would like to jumpstart their career as a freelancer.
One of the reasons why I joined FOPSCo is because, so as a freelancer, I think it's important for us to have access to training, whether free or paid.
Wanted our individual reputations to have a collective reputation for excellence.
I wanted to be part of an organization that would be a pioneer group of individuals who will be working to promote online freelancing here in the Philippines.
The reason why I joined this organization is that I saw their mission and vision towards helping all Filipino freelancers.
I choose FOPSCo because he learn and grow as a community to help also others.
I feel more safe and secure knowing that my knowledge and skills will only come from the most renowned and experienced online freelancers and raketeras here in the Philippines.
I joined FOPSCo because I saw the potential growth is not just reaching one's goals and being successful, but there is camaraderie.
I am very inspired with their achievements and advocacy in promoting and helping Filipino freelancers.
Want to join FOPSCo of two things. Number one, I want to help freelancers to get a job. And number two, I want to learn more from you.
I hope that here we will all grow together.
We grow together.
All right. So that's a big yes. We really are growing together. So may I request to turn on your cameras? So again, hello and welcome to our webinar series tonight entitled How to Stand Out and Find Your Dream Client. Wow, that is so exciting. So again, this particular webinar series is for our FOPSCo members, DICT graduates, and aspirant freelancers who want to upskill, explore, and acquire new skills when it comes to online professional industry or the freelancing industry. Of course, this wouldn't be possible without the collaboration of the FOPSCo and the FOPSCo Media. Again, FOPSCo is the Filipino Online Professional Service Cooperative. And this is Dennis Baguio. I'll be your guide and your moderator for tonight. And of course, let me remind you of the following house rule. First, please mute unnecessary noise that can interfere our webinar. And of course, mute your phone so that it can't interfere our topic for tonight. And we are seeking for your active participation, especially for those FOPSCo FB page. And let me remind you that our question and answer will follow after the presentation presentation of our speaker for tonight. With that, I guess everything is set up now. Please help me help me welcome Miss Sydney to introduce our speaker for tonight. Let me call on Miss Sydney. Hello.
Hello, Sir
Hello, Miss
Dennis. Good
Sydney.
evening. Yes.
Yes, Miss Sydney. We can hear you loud and clear. Please go ahead.
Okay. And I'm Sydney, and again, I'm here to introduce our amazing speaker for tonight. She is a highly experienced digital marketing specialist, content writer, and corporate trainer and travel consultant, with a demonstrated history of working in the outsourcing industry. She is skilled in Microsoft Word, Excel, and PowerPoint, coaching and training, communication, event management, and team building. She is also a strong administrative professional with a degree in Bachelor in Arts in English from the University of Immaculate Conception, with CRM experiences like Infusionsoft, knowledge in Facebook and Google Ads, Google Analytics, social media management, copywriting, and on-page and off-page SEO. She was able to interpret Twitter analytics and Facebook marketing strategies are working. She's also trained and certified for Amazon and eBay product listing and research, with several years of experience in travel industry and knowledge in some global distribution systems such as Amadeus and Sabre. She has a great passion for teaching and mentoring others. And wait, she was also listed as one of the top 100 Filipinos to follow on LinkedIn for learning and inspiration on 2019 by Marketing in Asia. So let us all welcome Miss Jennifer Pacilan. Good evening, Miss Jennifer.
Hi, Sydney. Thank you for such a wonderful introduction. Feeling ko, maiiyak na ako at magkakaroon ako ng 50 clients after.
Salamat na pinagbigyan mo kami ulit. And by the way, excited na kami sa i-share nyo sa aming knowledge and of course your expertise with us. Go ahead, Miss Jennifer, take the presenter's mic.
Thank you, Sir Dance. It is a wonderful, it's a wonderful pleasure to be here once again. It's nice to be invited once more para makapag-share ng knowledge ko to, of course, to our FOPSCo members. So for tonight, I will be talking about how to stand out and of course to be a dream client. I guess as freelancers, yan naman ang gusto natin lahat, diba? In a world or in the digital space kung saan napaka-noisy na, all we really want is to be noticed and of course to be able to find that client na talagang pinapangarap nating lahat. Yung tinatawag nating client from heaven, right? Okay, so that is how that is what I'm going to talk about tonight. So I guess it's time to start. Share ko lang yung aking PowerPoint presentation, okay? So tonight's topic is about how to stand out and find your dream client. Of course, you know that you're good. As a freelancer, you are highly skilled. You have all the skills that are needed para makapag-work ka and to be able to help and assist your clients' businesses. But the question is, alam ba ng mga kliyente mo na nandiyan ka? Sa dinami-dami ng mga freelancers who, in the digital space or in the internet, naririnig ka ba nila? Nakikita ka ba nila? So, that is what we're going to talk about. Para dun sa mga freelancers who are dreaming of finding that that client from heaven. This is the opportunity or this is your chance to know how to get one or how to land a client na talagang yung pinapangarap mo. Right. Okay, so what is a dream client? let's define what is a dream client. So, ito yung hinahanap natin. As freelancers, this is actually what we're looking for. Who are my dream clients? Sabi dito, dream clients may be popular, who have celebrity personalities you would love to see sharing your products or services, raving about them to their followers. Diba? Siguro kung freelancer ka and isa yun sa mga pangarap mo na talagang manotice ka. And what would be nicer than that is of course yung talagang yung pangarap mo na talagang makikilala ka ng mga celebrities, yung mga well-known figures na sabihin nila, oh, this freelancer, you know what, Dennis and Sydney are actually very good freelancers. You might want to work with them. So, yung mga yun pa lang, pagka narinig mo dun sa mga celebrities or those well-known people, pagka talagang galing sa kanila, talagang it's something that you would like to happen, right? Agree? Okay.
Agree with
Now,
that.
Yes.
okay. Now, so aside from that, you also want to find the most influential people you can think of that you want to see buying, using, wearing kung product shop, and sharing your products or services. So, hindi lang sila mga celebrities, pwede rin naman mga influencers or people who may be known in different industries na talagang may mga pangalan na. So, ito yung mga talagang kapag sila yung nagsalita, may impact or may makikinig yung ibang tao. So, ito yung mga pinapangarap nating mga kliyente. And take note, your dream clients are not just your current clients. Hindi lang yan. Although siguro at this point, kung matagal ka na sa freelancing, it's possible that you would say na, ay, wag na lang kasi meron yung mga kliyente ko naman, yung mga existing clients ko naman ngayon, they're clients from heaven na. So I'm good with them. However, as a freelancer, of course, may mga gusto tayong marating, may mga figures tayo na gustong ma-attain. So, talagang continuous yun, diba? Lalo na ngayon kasi pandemic, may mga ibang kliyente or may mga ibang businesses na that have to close their businesses. So, ang dream natin as freelancers, we want to be able to find those clients who might need our help or whose businesses are really into expanding at naghahanap sila ng mga freelancers to whom they can outsource jobs or yung mga responsibilities or tasks na pwede nilang ipasa doon. So, do not close your doors or windows to these people. So, don't just say na, okay na ako dito sa mga kliyente ko. You have to go out of your comfort zone and find those clients that who just might need your help or skills. Okay? So these are your dream clients. So, ang question is, Ms. Jan, paano ko ba sila mahahanap? How do I find my dream clients? That's a very good question. Right, so, what do? You have to analyze your industry, diba? And you have to identify the top companies in the market that could be targeting your potential ideal clients. Kasi dapat alam mo, kinakabisado mo kung ano yung industry na ginagalawan mo, kung ano ba yung mga big companies na or yung mga freelancers din who might also be looking at the clients or dun sa yung mga potentials or ideal clients mo. So you have to know them, right? Ano ba yung trend ngayon? Economic trend, digital trends, you have to know all that. Okay? So, kailangan mo siyang aralin. You have to do your homework. As freelancers, we always have to do our homework. You can't just sit there and just do your own thing or eto, ginagawa ko na naman yung trabaho ko. It's a continuous learning process. And you always have to do your homework to make sure that you know what is going on in your industry. Okay? Now, second, you have to identify your competitors and how they are targeting their audience. So, sabi nga nila, di ba, keep your friends close, but you have to keep your enemies or your competitors closer. All right? Always remember that. So, kung yung mga competitors mo, you don't want to eliminate them. You don't want to put them out of job. That's very mean, okay? But you have to know what they're getting in, what they're doing, or paano kaya sila nakakahanap ng mga kliyente nila? Who are their target audience? Who are their clients? You have to know them. At least you have to study kung anong mga ginagawa ng mga competitors mo. Not to eliminate them, not to put them out of work, but of course you have to know kung paano ba, because that is part of being able to stand out in the market. Diba? Kasi like for example, marami na tayong mga freelancers. If the client is going to choose among 20 freelancers, you have to make sure na dun sa 20 na yon, magsa-stand out ka, talagang mapapansin ka. Otherwise, you'll just be one of those freelancers na dadaanan niya lang. So you won't land the job, right? Now, third, you have to find out if your target audience lives locally, internationally, or both. So, pwede mo sabihin, ano nga ba yung mga gusto kong i-target na market? Ano nga ba yung gusto kong i-target na clients? Local lang ba sila? International ba? If you want to target local clients, do your thing, do your homework. Saan ba sila? Saan mo sila pwedeng mahanap? If it's international, I would suggest you go to LinkedIn because dun sa platform na yon, marami kayong mga clients na international clients na mahahanap. Right? So you have to be where your audience is, or you have to be where your clients are, potential clients are. All right? Next, identify if it's a large segment or a small section of people. So, ito bang gusto ko na to? Ito bang mga kliyente na to? Does my clients comprise a large segment or just a small section of the people that I want to reach? You also have to know that. Okay? And last, find out what their core problem is and how your product or service could help solve their problem. Remember, if you're buying something or if you want to get into something, lagi nating tinatanong, wired tayo this way we always ask ourselves, what's in it for me? If I buy this, anong magagawa nito para sa akin? So that's the same thing with our clients. They're actually not interested kung anong kaya mo, kung ano yung mga skills mo na na-acquire all those years na nag-work ka as a freelancers. Hindi sila interested dyan. What they're really interested at is, paano mo ba ako matutulungan dito sa problem ko na to? So, you have to know what their problem is and you have to come up with a solution. Pwede mong sabihin, you know what, client, I'm actually very good. Since I noticed that you're not, hindi ganun kaganda yung graphic designs ninyo sa mga pages ninyo, perhaps I can help you with that because I'm actually good with graphic designing. So, diba? O maisip ni client ngayon, oo nga no, hindi nga pala ako good with graphic designing. So, this person here, this freelancer here, who is very good with graphic designing, can actually solve my problem. So, kapag maganda yung graphic designs ko dun sa pages ko, that's possible that my customers will notice and will now start buying more from me kasi na-attract sila dun sa mga graphic designs. Diba? So, it's always, you always have to feature, you always have to make the client see kung ano yung mga benefits na makukuha nila if they're going to hire you. Will you be able to solve their problems? Yun. Right? So, hindi talaga sila, they do not care if you have like 100 skills to acquire. All they really want is to have their problem solved. All right? Okay. Are we still good?
Yes.
Okay.
Miss Jennifer.
All
Yes,
right.
yes.
Thank you. Okay. Next one. Sabi dito, you have to create a customer avatar. Sino dito sa inyo ang nakasubok na? Or who among you has tried using or doing or creating a customer avatar? Meron na ba?
Yes.
Okay, very good.
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. So, we actually did this before, it's also nice, especially if you're just starting out. Tapos kung halimbawa kung if you're just doing it, kung ikaw lang, what I would suggest that you do is you create a customer avatar. Yung parang ano lang, yung parang just like what you see here, yung parang ano lang siya, mythical ano lang siya, persona of what you want your client to be. So you have to create a persona, and then let's say for example, gusto kong ma-target yung mga CEOs ng mga top companies dito sa Philippines. So let's say for example, let's say ilalagay mo na doon, yung gusto ko na kliyente is the CEO of this particular company. He is around he must be like 30 to 50 years old, and then he must have a ganito, ganyan, diba? So you have to create that kasi dapat na ano mo, because you cannot sell to everyone. Always remember that. Even if you're, no matter how good you are as a freelancer, no matter how skilled you are as a freelancer, you cannot just sell to everyone. So you have to narrow down kung anong market, kung kanino, the same thing that you have to narrow down your niche, kung ano lang yung mga pwede mong i-offer. So, because you cannot offer everything to everybody. Hindi po tayo hospital ha, na lahat na pwede nating i-cater. As freelancers, may mga limitations tayo. Ito lang yung skills na good ako. At ito lang yung mga customers or mga prospects na gusto kong i-cater. Right? Well, that's actually a good thing kasi alam natin kung sino lang yung pwede nating bentahan ng mga services natin. Right? Again, you can't just sell to everyone. So you have to narrow down kung sino lang yung mga gusto mong ma-reach na audience or market. Right? Because you want to reach the right persona. So otherwise, if you're just going to market to everyone, parang sabi nga nila, it's better to have like 35% of the market who actually listen to you than have 100% people of that audience na hindi naman nagki-care sa'yo. So anong gusto mo? Yung 35% who are actually buying from you, or yung 100% ka nga pero they don't even care? Diba? So doon ka na lang sa 35%. 35% is not bad enough. It's not bad, right? Especially if they're buying your services. All right? So I suggest that you create a customer avatar if you want to narrow down your search at para ma-identify mo kung sino yung mga gusto mo na clients. So, ito. What is a customer avatar? Again, it is a detailed profile of your ideal customer. And you focus on one person and then you just outline everything about them. So you go into a much greater depth than a regular marketing persona. You provide marketers with many more targeting tools. So let's say, for example, eto, ganito siya. This person here loves to read books. He's into mobile games. Yung mga ganyan. Kasali siya dapat. All right? Are we good?
Yes.
Okay. So, target your dream avatar. You have to know your consumer's behavior. Kasali siya dapat. Ano ba? Ano ba to? This person likes to go out. Ano ba siya? Is he the introvert type or the extrovert type? Yung mga ganyan. So you have to consider those. Ano rin yung kanya mga purchasing habits? Does he go out all the time to shop? Ito ba, mas prefer niya ba itong person na to? Does she prefer to purchase online, or does she like to go out instead para bumili ng mga kailangan niya? Right? Magkano kaya ang spending expenses niya in a month, in a year? Kasi kung halimbawa your dream client is spending around 100,000 pesos for marketing in a month, well, matuwa ka kasi isipin mo, may malaki siyang budget for marketing. So here you are, a digital marketing specialist who is offering your services to that particular client, tapos malaki yung budget niya sa marketing, kasi malaki yung kanyang purchasing power, well, mas masaya yun, right? And then, you also have to consider consumer motivation. What motivates this person? Ito ba siya as a mother, as a parent? Ano kaya mga gusto niya, mga pinagbibili niya? Alright? So there. How do you do that? You have to set up a tracking to learn who your current customers or prospects. And then, you have to go, like what I said before, you have to do your homework and you have to find ways to collect data about these avatars of yours or these prospects. So if these people are CEOs, what do CEOs from top companies usually do? Ano bang mga pinagkakaabalahan nila sa buhay? So you have to find those. Again, always do your homework because you cannot just market to everyone. You have to narrow down your search, narrow down your market. Same thing that you have to know what exactly can you offer to these people. All right? And then step 4, you have to build out an extremely detailed buyer persona. Otherwise, you will just be trying to market to everyone, and that is not okay. Because again, if you're going to try to market to everyone, you will just be another noise in the digital space and no one is going to listen to you. Okay, all right, and then step 5, you have to use a method to keep your audience coming back for more. So, nakuha ko na yung client ko, Miss Jen, eto na, I was finally able to land my client from to work with a client from heaven. Yung ika nga, kung tawagin natin sila. So, paano na? So, what am I supposed to do? Of course, you have to have your own method. Paano ba sila? Kasi, let's say for example, itong si dream client mo magsabi lang sa'yo, let's have a contract for 2 months. So, what if, mas mag-iisip ka ngayon, what if after 2 months, ayaw na niyang bumalik or ayaw niya na sa services ko? What will happen? Right? So, you have to make sure before matapos yung 2 months na yan, dapat may sarili ka ng method kung paano mo siya mapapastay and how are you going to make the client come back for more. Right? So, kailangan may system ka talaga. It's actually like, just because you're selling your services doesn't mean that you don't need a system or you don't need a method for your prospects or for your clients to come back. You have to have that too. Kasi mawawalan ka ng clients and later on hindi na sila babalik. So you have to have that system. Okay. Now, did light bulbs go off? Naintindihan na ba natin kung ano ba yung mga ano yung dream client at kung paano natin sila makukuha at saan natin sila mahahanap?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Again, before I move on, you have to remember, marketing is not going to be effective unless you have a good, you have a healthy mindset towards it. So, kung hindi rin naman ganun ka-healthy yung thinking mo towards marketing, if you don't like it, if it's something that you resent, it's not going to be effective later on. You have to have the right, correct mindset first. Okay? Again, finding the client, marketing to those people or to your prospects is a skill. And just like any other skill, it's something that you can develop. So, baka sabihin natin na, hindi ko kasi talent yun. I don't want to go out of my comfort zone and talk to these people or talk to these prospects para lang makuha sila or para lang makita nila na I'm a good freelancer. That's not what I'm good at. Well, I have some bad news. If you are a freelancer, kailangan mo siyang gawin. And again, for it to be effective, for marketing to be effective, you have to have a healthy mindset towards it for it to become effective. Okie dokie?
I'm learning.
Okay. All right. So, you may want to take note of these. You have to start with your offer because your dream client is someone whose needs are met with your product or service. All right? So, ayan na, nakita ko na siya. So, make sure that you get to keep that. Right. Nga pala, kasi meron tayong tendency, as freelancers, meron tayong tendency na, okay na ako dito kasi meron akong 2 or 3 na maayos na kliyente. So, at saka effective naman na yung ginagawa ko sa marketing ko. So, dito na ako mag-stick. I'll stick to these styles of doing marketing, of finding my clients. Please do not do that. As freelancers at lalo na ngayon because we are actually moving mas ano na tayo as much as possible huwag tayong manatili doon sa kung ano lang yung nakasanayan natin. Remember how Kodak lost most of its businesses or its share in the market? It's because they failed to see na nagbabago na, iba-iba na may mga bago nang nangyayari sa paligid or sa business, sa market. They refuse to evolve or they refuse to go out kung ano nakasanayan nila. We call that the Icarus mindset, right? So kung ano lang yung what brought them success was actually the same thing that brought them down. So do not do that sa career ninyo as freelancers. Always try to evolve, always try to observe what the market, what's happening in the market, what your competitors are doing. In that way, alam mo kung ano nangyayari and you can adjust. Right? Always look at yourself. Reflect on your life at a time when you will have needed what you're offering. Kung ito kaya na time na to, kung ako kaya inofera nitong service na to, kung ako kaya si client, would I be needing this? Will I accept this? Will I take this? Kukunin ko ba to? I-hire ko ba tong freelancer na to? Always ask yourself that. Right? And then, look at your own business data. Think about your past client and who your competition is attracting. Okay? So, sabi nga diba, numbers are always harder to dispute. So kung nakikita mo na itong data ko na to sa business ko, bakit parang hindi naman maayos yung aking marketing strategies, bumababa siya according to the data that I have. So instead of sulking, instead of getting depressed, you might want to do something about it. So again, do your homework, right? And how do you do that? How do you study your own business data? Of course, you use analytics within social media to gather data about the followers you already have. As freelancers, marunong tayo niyan, diba? We are able to analyze FB analytics, pati sa Twitter, pati yung sa Google analytics din. So if you have that, if you know how to do it, I suggest that you do that para at least alam mo if your efforts are working. Okay? And then you define your boundaries. Know what you are not willing to budge on so that you too have an excellent experience with your client. So, kung sinabi ni client na, alam mo maganda yung trabaho mo, baka gusto mong i-manage yung 10 pages ko. Wherein yung sa napag-usapan nyo dun sa contract ninyo or yung napag-agreehan nyo lang naman talaga nung bago kayo mag-start was 5 pages lang. Diba? So if the client says, I'll add 5 more pages for you to handle. Tapos wala namang additional na bayad or additional compensation. If you think that your client is actually just taking advantage of you, you have to define your boundaries. Always set your boundaries. Kung ano lang yung kaya mong gawin, ano lang yung dapat ginagawa. I am not saying that you don't go out of your comfort zone or hindi ka mag-extend additional services or you refuse to do this or do that. Kahit na yung mga konting favor lang. I'm not saying that you don't do that. Pero I suggest na kung halimbawa, alam mong naatakan yung boundaries mo, let's say for example, alam mo na pag Sunday, napag-usapan nyo na at napag-agrihan nyo na hindi ka dapat nagtatrabaho on a Sunday, tapos ini-insist nyo pa din na you go online to do this and do that. I don't think that's a healthy way. Diba? Hindi, baka isipin nyo, dream client ko kasi siya, so baka mawala siya. Kung pinapagawa niya sa iyo yung mga bagay na alam mo na hindi naman ninyo napag-agrihan in the first place, or it's something that you don't want to do, definitely or obviously, hindi mo siya dream client, diba? So you might want to, baka gusto mo pag-isipan, okay? And last one, you go out and find them. Collaborate with those that have the same target market as you. And kasi minsan, akala natin yung mga freelancers, lahat ng mga freelancers, competitors natin sila. Actually, no. I've worked with different freelancers before. Nag-collaborate din kami because collaboration is actually the best thing. Lalo na kapag if you want to build a stronger team, or yung talagang sa tingin mo, mas makakatulong siya sa kliyente at mas makakatulong siya sa mga ginagawa ninyo, I suggest that you collaborate with other freelancers. Mas makakatulong yun sa inyo. Hindi lang sa kliyente, kundi pati dun sa mga ibang freelancers din. And then, you go out and find your dream client. You don't just sit there, tapos, wala, mag-iisip ka lang o ano. You have to execute. Whatever it is that you have, you know what you're good at, you have to execute those ideas. Alright? Okay pa ba tayo? Gutom na? Sleepy na?
Yes,
Okay
we
po.
are.
Okay.
Okay.
Pasensyahan na, masyadong madaldal ang inyong speaker. Okay. Sabi nga nila, ngayon na alam na natin kung ano yung dream client. Na-define na natin siya. Now, Ms. Jen, alam ko na yung dream client ko. Alam ko na kung saan ko siya hahanapin. Pero, like, there are like thousands of us na freelancers in the freelancing industry. So, how am I going to stand out? Diba? Look at the photo. So, imagine that. It's a sea of umbrellas. Pero there is one umbrella there who stands out. Yung red one. Right? Na kahit gaano pa kadami yung umbrella na yan, yung umbrella, red umbrella talagang titingnan mo at yun ang mapapansin mo. Now, that is your goal. That is also my goal, actually. Ikaw lang talagang titingnan ng kliyente mo, yung prospect mo. Right? So, you have to be different to stand out in the crowd. When you say different, hindi ko naman sinabi na hindi ko sinabi na maging weird ka or you have to post super sexy photos just to be different. That's not what we're trying to drive at, por favor. Okay? So, there are actually a lot of ways for you to be different, for you to stand out in the crowd. Hindi mo kailangan na maging weird or you don't have to dress indecently just to be different. Okay? All right? So let's define muna what does standing out mean. Sabi nga dito, to stand out is to attract attention either for the way you look or behave or because you perform better at something than other people do. So this is what we're going to do. You have to perform better at something than what most freelancers are doing. So if you know that you're good in writing, you have to have a portfolio that will showcase how good you really are when it comes to writing. Or if you know that you're good in graphic designing, you have to have proof that you're good in graphic designing. Kasi marami rin naman mga freelancers who are also good. Kaya lang, hindi nila na-showcase na maayos. Do you believe na mas marami pang tao na magaling magluto ng burgers or hamburgers kaysa sa McDonald's? Do you believe that?
Yes.
Yeah. Oo, that is actually true. Mas marami pang mga businesses who are better, who can cook better hamburgers than McDonald's. But the thing is, kaya mas malaki ang McDonald's at mas napansin siya because of course they did their homework. They have a better system. Mas meron silang sistema talaga from how they get their buns, yung tinapay nila, how are they these patties and buns are going to get delivered to their stores. Yung mga yan, may sistema talaga.
Yes.
So if you want to stand out from the crowd, from the rest, you have to know what you can actually do better. Okay? So, paano kaya yun? Sabihin ko na lang na Miss Jen, na yung service ko yung pinakamura. Kung sa kanila, $5 sila per hour or $10 sila per hour, sabihin ko $2 ako. Okay, good luck sa'yo. O, diba? Magtatrabaho ka dyan ng 10 hours at pagod na pagod ka. For like how much? Like kung 10 hours ka per day tapos $2 ka lang, that's like 20 lang ba? So that's $20 for 10 hours, right? Samantaling yung mga kasamahan mo na ibang freelancers na kakilala mo, they're only doing like 5 hours in a day, but since they're charging more, like $10 per hour, so they're earning 50. Hindi pa sila masyadong napagod. O, di ba? So, hindi yon. Hindi mo pwedeng sabihin na, yun kasi yung unique selling proposition ko. Well, cheap can no longer be used as a unique selling proposition. Okay? Change it. You have to think of a better, sorry about that. You have to think or you have to come up with something better. A better USP. Yung talagang catchy, na talagang alam mo, na talagang hindi nga. Yung mga ganon. Ha? Huwag yung sabihin mo, dito ka na sa akin kasi $2 lang ako. Mas cheap dito yung services ko. Don't do that, please. Alright? Papagurin mo lang yung sarili mo. So, I'm actually going to give you 6 ways to stand out on social media. So, kita mo dyan sa photo na yan, lahat sila, black shoes, very common, very boring. And then here you are wearing a red pair of Converse. Okay, so according to this one, to research, there is a war for attention right now on social media. So the only way to stand out on social media is to rise above all the noise, because people need to hear your unique voice amongst the roar of everyone else. So if you're just one of those noisy people talking on the internet, talking on the digital space, no one is going to listen to you, because the internet is already the information highway. If you're talking just like everyone else, if you're just saying the same thing, no one is going to listen. Oh, pabayaan mo yan. It's just another noise. Okay, so don't do that. You have to stand out. Right? Sabi nga dito, information is good except when there's too much. So paano? Paano ako maririnig? Paano ako mapapansin if there are a lot of us? If the internet is already the information highway, if the client goes online, tapos merong mga 50 freelancers, paano niya ako maririnig? Okay, let's discuss that. Okay, so hindi ko na ito isa-isahin at baka maubos yung ating oras. So ito daw yung mga nangyayari every minute. Like I'll just read some of these. Sabi nga dito, 3.3 million Facebook posts daw ang meron na tayo. And then Facebook users share like 2,460,000 of content. So imagine that. Kung isa ka dun sa mga Facebook user na yon, dun sa 2 million na yon, how are you going to get noticed? Alright? Okay, so ayun. So ito yung 6 ways na yon para mapansin ka. You want to take note of these. So, number 1, use a content calendar to plan and schedule content. Feel ko mag-post. May magpo-post ako. Is it going to be effective? Pwede. Pwede naman siya effective, pwede rin hindi. So it's masyado siyang risky because you don't really know if it's going to work or not with your audience, right? So what do I do, Miss Jen? Again, use a content calendar to plan. You have to schedule and you have to plan. If you have a team, of people sa inyong sa digital marketing ninyo. I suggest that you sit down, you brainstorm kung ano yung mga pwede ninyong i-post for this particular week. Kasi yung content calendar pwede naman siyang monthly, pwede siyang weekly. I suggest that you do that para mapag-usapan ninyo or para kung ikaw lang, kung solo ka naman, pwede ka makapag-isip din kung ano yung mga isusulat mo, kung ano yung mga ipopost mo. Remember that your content calendar, hindi naman siya it's not written on stone. So, pwede mo siyang i-change kung let's say, for example, may naisip ka na mas maganda ilagay for the following day or for the following week, pwede mo naman siya i-change. Alright? Just change it if you want to, but it's always best if you have that para at least nakaplano. At hindi ka na mag-iisip yung mga last minute na posts na hindi masyadong napag-isipan. Hindi ba doon mali-mali pa yung grammar? Right? So, it's best to do that para at least alam mo kung ano yung mga magaganda at pag-aaralan mo siya. And it will give you the chance to check your grammar, to check your spelling, and to check kung yung mga links na i-share mo are actually working. Alright? And then, I also suggest that you use an interactive contents. What are interactive contents, Ms. Jen? It's any type of content, tulad ng mga assessments, infographics, videos. This contents actually requires or encourages the audience to actively engage. Kita niyo yun, I'm sure as users, internet users, nasubukan niyo rin yun. Yung may mga quizzes, yung tulad niyang, does she really love you? Does he really love you? Tapos may mga quizzes, may mga questions doon, di ba? Tapos i-check mo daw. Tapos at the end of that, malalaman mo kung talagang, love nga kaya niya ako. Yung mga ganon, di ba? At some point, parang nadali din tayo ng mga quizzes na yon. Wag mag-deny. Okay, so yung mga yon. So those are actually what we consider as interactive contents. Right? So, kasi sabi dito, 80% daw of online users will watch a video, but only 20% will read the content. So, imagine that. Nag-post ka ng video, nag-post ka ng TikTok mo na video, tapos may mga nilagay ka na pa kung mga anong anik-anik dyan. Well, good thing is, 80% of those users or those watchers are actually going to watch your videos. Pero hindi na nila masyadong babasahin yun. Konti na lang. Kasi most of the time, yung mga pumupunta online, tamad sila magbasa. Kaya diba, as much as possible, we just narrow down the contents of the text ng ating mga posts kasi tamad ang mga tao na magbasa online. Right? So they will actually just consume like only 20% of these watchers are going to read what's there. But the 80%, titingnan niya talaga yung videos niya. Alright, next one. Create consistent aesthetics for your visual media. As consumers, wired talaga tayo na talaga yung mata natin, di ba? Minsan takaw tingin tayo eh. Mapansin niyo yung mga restaurants or yung mga sellers ng mga foods, mga foodies, they're actually banking on very attractive photos para mas mapansin yung mga products nila. So you also do that. Try to come up with something or with photos, infographics, videos that are very pleasant to the eye. Right? I hate to mention this, pero yung ploy ng mga most marketing people, right? Yung tipong kumukuha sila ng mga sexy na mga babae, kahit hindi naman talaga actually related dun sa kung ano yung product nila, right? Pero ginagamit nila yung mga sexy ladies to promote, models to promote their products kasi nga maganda siya tingnan sa mata. Okay? So, kasi wired tayo na kahit yung sa mga products or yung sa mga clothing company who are selling yung mga brasiers, yung mga underwears, di ba yung mga pinipili nila, yung mga sexy na mga model, kasi daw it has according to psychology, yung buyers natin mas nakaka-relate sila dun sa mga yon, because it's either nakikita nila yung sarili nila or ini-imagine nila yung sarili nila kapag ka nagsuot pala ako ng ganito, I will be as sexy as this person. Yes, totoo yun. Oo. Kahit na yung sa action naman, hindi naman talaga. Kaya lang nag-visualize nila yung mga sarili nila na if I buy that, I'll be as sexy as this model. So, kaya bumibili sila. So, ano yun? Let's say marketing strategy. Alright? So, always use aesthetics for your visual media. And then you leverage user-generated content. Don't just post and post. Try to come up with something na alam mo talagang makaka-relate yung audience mo. Yung talagang tipong babasahin nila or titingnan nila. Yung hindi yung ay kasi gusto ko ito kasi gusto kong i-post, Miss Jen. Okay, good luck sa iyo. So yung sarili mo lang iniisip mo, ikaw na rin ang bumili ng services mo at products mo, te. Okay? So don't do that. You always try to come up with yung isipin mo. Always put yourself in your client's shoes or yung prospect mo. Kung eto kaya, bibili niya kaya ito, magugustuhan kaya ito ng prospect ko. Always think of them. Alright? Ito kaya babasahin kaya nila to. Will they like it? And if you're going to post text, yung may mga words ka ilalagay doon, always make sure that it's something that's easy to read and understand. Parang yun ang awa. As much as possible, use simple words. Yung tipo maiintindihan ka agad nila. Hindi yung tipo maghahanap pa sila ng dictionary just to be able to understand it. Okay? So don't make it more difficult. Otherwise, you're going to go to other pages or to other freelancers wherein mas nakaka-relate sila. Right. And then, use cross-channel marketing. Right? And then, I would also suggest that you create contests and giveaways. This is actually more rampant in Instagram and Facebook. I don't know if you have tried it before. Yung nagka-create tayo ng mga contests or magbibigay tayo ng mga giveaways. Have you tried that?
Miss Jen, so far I would like to share. We have a particular contest, Photoshop live contest. We also had the year-end celebration special event and also Christmas event. So nagpapa-contest tayo and we give some gifts and cash or Gcash. So maganda siya, very engaging.
Yes, very engaging. Yeah, I remember yung sa Photoshop. I think one of my team joined dun sa pa-contest na yun, yung si Mylene.
Yeah, si Mylene Adolfo.
Yes, she's actually from the Davao Business Center. So
congratulations.
Thank you. She's good with that. So yun kasing gusto niya. So yung mga ganun kasi talagang tipong kasi ano tayo as people, ano tayo, but anything na free or anything na talagang yung mare-reward tayo, we like that, right? So kapag may nakakita tayo ng mga contest or makita tayo na you get a free blah blah blah, then nag-join ka agad tayo. So if you are a freelancer, think of ways para ma-engage mo yung audience mo. And one way of doing that is by creating contests and giveaways. So you can also do that. So kung may Instagram account ka, you can also do that. Depende na lang yun sa inyo. Yung iba naman, nagpapakontest sila na if you do this, if nanalo ka, I'm going to write, let's say, I'm going to write an article about you for free. Yung mga ganyan. Be creative as much as possible para hindi ka mapag-iwanan. Alright?
Yes.
Okay, so all right, I think it's time to proceed to our question and answer portion. Thank you so much for joining me here.
Oh my God, Miss Jen, hindi ko na malaya yung oras. I was just very attentive with your discussion and presentation. And then, just on time, nag-check ko yung oras, it's already 7 p.m. Parang, teka lang, parang bilis.
Oo nga.
Nakakatuwa. Sige, Miss Jen. So, first, batiin naman natin yung ating mga nanonood through our FB Live. So let me just greet the following people. So may I say hello to Roy Rossetti, Ronnie Santa Ines, Frances Saavedra, and also to Fraginal Lontovo, rather. Dennis Baying Alona Nasino, of course, she is also with us. Sydney Vanessa Datu, and hello also to Ofe Cruz Spina. Ralph Mitra is also watching with us. Ms. Zay Mendoza from Batangas State University, and also Sir Mark Anthony Portaves. And Beatrix also is with us. And who else? Miss Devora, and Christian. Who else? Ang dami nilang nanonood through our FB Live. So I guess we are on the part of the end part of the program, rather. So we are going to entertain some questions coming from our viewers. Pero ang dami kong natutunan
Thank
sa
you,
iyo,
Sir
Miss Jen. Maraming salamat for sharing. So
Yes, you're welcome.
I've always wanted and always welcome ko talaga dito sa FOPS Academy. So nakakatuwa. And one thing na gusto ko lang din i-share, yung sa Photoshop Live Contest, actually uulitin natin siya eh.
Yes.
But not the same Photoshop Live Contest. Kasi anong nangyari before, we have a series of Photoshop live seminars.
Okay.
And then at the end of those seminars, nagkaroon kami ng Photoshop live contest para application ng kanilang natutunan. So that's a good one. So I guess, first question would be, ready ka na, Ms. Jen?
Yes. Ilan bang questions yan? Wag naman ano ha, wag naman yung private ha.
Something that is related to your topic tonight.
Okay.
So, ang sabi na PM sa atin dito, what are the things to consider before closing and starting a project from a dream client? So mukhang meron siyang ganitong hugot. Okay. So what are the things to consider before closing and starting a project from a dream client talaga?
Okay, so that's a very good question. So let's say, for example, you found your dream client na, and then so how are you going to start, diba? With that part, if let's say you were offered a particular project, so how are you going to do that? First, you have to have a method of how are you going to onboard your client. So alam mo kung paano dapat. So what are the things that I need to do pag i-onboard ko si client ko? Of course, you have to set the right expectations. So client, ano ba ang mga gagawin natin? So ito yung mga expected expectations ko. Ito naman yung mga expectations ko. So we have to meet halfway para at least alam natin parehas kung ano yung mga dadalhin nating expectations the moment that we start working on the project, right? So you have to be very clear what your expectations are. Setting the right expectations is just one of them. The moment that you're going to start a project with your dream client. Now, paano naman kung kailangan na naming mag-end kasi tapos na yung kontrata? So, okay, tapos na yung kontrata. Did you review kung paano kung na-deliver mo ba yung result na prinamis mo kay client at yung expectations niya? Yung result ba na binigay mo sa kanya, were you able to yung parang napagkumpara mo ba siya? Ito yung result na gusto ni client, ito yung expectations niya, ito yung mga result na na-deliver ko. Nagtugma ba sila? Mas maganda kung mas maganda yung mas mataas yung ano mo, mas maganda yung na-deliver mo, na-exceed mo yung expectations ni client. Kasi at the end of the day, at the end of each project, you have to make sure na pleasant yung working experience. Right? You always have to end the contract making sure that the working environment that you gave the client, pati na rin dun sa iyo at sa team mo, was pleasant. Para at least, kahit na natapos na yung project, there's always a chance that you will be working again in the future. So, ganon.
Nice. Thank you, Ms. Jen. Talagang I am learning talaga with all those answers coming from you. So I guess Ms. Sydney has a question. Siguro? Ms. Sydney, hello?
Yes. Good
Go
evening
ahead,
again,
Ms. Sydney.
Jen.
Hi, Sydney.
The question is, can you suggest a method to keep your client come back to you?
A method on how to to make your client come
Or
back to
ways,
you?
yes.
Okay. Siguro pakulam natin si client, ano?
Pag ayaw niya.
Pag ayaw, gayumahin ulit natin.
Ayaw mong bumalik, ha? Kapilitan ba to? Okay, joke lang. Huwag mong gagawin yon. Okay, paano nga ba? Ito lang naman talaga yon. It's actually very simple. If it doesn't just apply to your prospects or to the people that or to the clients that you've worked with. It actually applies to everyone in your life. Pag pleasant yung experience natin with a particular person or with a particular group of people, we always come back to those people or to that person. Right? So kung maganda yung experience nila sa'yo, na-exceed mo yung expectations nila, you were able to deliver the work that they were asking from you or they were hoping that get yung worth ng money nila, babalik at babalik yan. Kasi wala naman talagang tried and tested method na sabihin mo, eto talaga yon, eto na talaga yon, na walang method na talagang nakasulat or etched in stone na talagang na ito na lang talaga. Ito lang talaga yung method na dapat mong sundin. Walang ganon. It's always, it will actually differ, it will actually matter. Pagmamatter lang yan siya when it comes to the experience that the client has with you, or had with you. So kung naging pleasant naman yung experience na sa'yo, there's a chance that that particular client will always come back to you again should he or she would need your skills again in the future. So, just make it a pleasant experience. Ibigay mo kay client kung ano yung worth nung money na binayad nila. Pwede nga, more pa. Diba? Para maisip niya, si Dennis or si Sydney, napakagaling ng mga freelancers na yon. So, I'll hire them again. Right? So, yun lang. Kasi pagka natuwa mo si client sa'yo, huwag ka nang umasang babalik yan. Okay?
Thank you, Miss Des.
Thank you, Miss
You're
Jen.
welcome.
Sabi ko nga, di ba, so much learnings. And habang nagdi-discuss ka rin na si Miss Jen, actually, nag-notes ako ng mga sinashare niya sa atin. So, parang nakapagbuo ako ng mga some short statements na sabi niya nga, targeting no one or targeting everyone, you are going to reach no one. So, wala tayong ma-reach. And also, I would like also to have this particular statement, collaboration with freelancers. So that is still very important. And yes, I agree with the video are very engaging and interactive talaga na mga kind of posts when we are going to use that in our social media. And also, being your creatives or yung images na gagawin natin should be very appealing sa atin pagdating sa mga audiences. Especially to our markets. And also, we buy through our emotions. Yun naman talaga
Of
yun.
course! Tapos you justify it with logic.
Yes, after we have experienced that service or product, that's the time mapasok na yung ating logical thinking. Doon na tayo nagkakaroon ng analyzation, hindi naman maganda service niya, hindi na ako mag-a-avail ulit. So that's the time. So the first one should be based with our emotion talaga. And of course, referrals is very important talaga. So have a community na makakatulong or makapagbigay sa'yo ng pwedeng i-refer na work or service or anything na pwedeng makatulong sa atin sa freelancing journey. So with that, Ms. Jen, Ms. Jen, please take the presenter's mic. Anything that you would like to share, to plug, or any statement that you would like to plug in pa, go ahead.
Wala naman akong shooting. So, okay. Joke lang. Yun lang. Tulad nga na sabi ko, I'm very glad na may natutunan kayo sa akin ngayong gabi. And of course, it's always a pleasure to be here. I look forward to more webinars or yung chance na makapag-share ulit ng knowledge ko sa FOPSCo, the FOPSCo community. Yun lang. Again, it's always best to have a community of people na talagang who share the same passion. And I would say na maswerte tayo, we're very blessed because we have FOPSCo. So yun lang. We are here to help one another, not to eliminate other freelancers, but to make sure that we stay in the business. and find those dream clients.
Wow!
Yun lang.
Thank you very much, Miss Jen. Of course, hindi namin papayagan na wala kaming i-present sa iyo in the appreciation of your effort, your expertise, and for sharing your knowledge with us.
Thank
So with
you.
that, teka lang. So let me just zoom this out. All right, 100%.
Popost ko talaga yan sa FB ko.
Yep. Teka lang po. Okay, so can you see my screen, Miss Jen?
Ngayon nawala na siya. Pero yes, ayan. Wow, thank
All
you.
right. So of course, certificate of appreciation is hereby awarded to, of course, Miss Jennifer Pacilan for being a resource person on the webinar session entitled Tonight, How to Stand Out and Find Your Dream Client. Initiated by the Filipino Online Professional Service Cooperative, specifically the FOPSCo Academy, held on tonight, January 26, 2021, signed by our chairperson, Ms. Rochelle Rivera de Ocampo, and yours truly, Dennis Baguio. So let me just stop my sharing. Again, maraming salamat, Ms. Jen. I'm hoping
You're
na
welcome, always.
kasama ka pa rin namin sa mga susunod once na free ka ulit and you have the time for you to share it with us. So with that, baka may gusto kang i-share kay Miss Jen?
Thanking you po na madami akong natutunan
Diba?
sa webinar na to.
It's nice to meet you.
Sana po nice to meet you too, and sana po makuha ko na yung heaven na client. Client from heaven.
Gusto ko yan. All right. So again, thank you for attending to our webinar series tonight. Brought to you by the FOPSCo Academy. To our Facebook Live viewers, maraming salamat. Please don't forget to like and subscribe our FOPSCo YouTube channel and also our FOPSCo FB page para naman lagi yung masubaybayan. So pa-like and subscribe na rin po. And if you have time, please share para mas maraming makapanood kasi this is 100% free and you are learning so much na dapat nating matutunan talaga as a freelancer. So again, this is Dennis Baguio reminding you that here in FOPSCo, we grow together. Thank you very much.
Good night. Bye.